Hi, everybody. This module is titled The Pullback. When women pull back. When women pull back through text, when women pull back sex, when women pull back intimacy. How do you either save that situation or how do you make sure that it doesn't come about in the first place? Here's what you got to remember. The pullback you need to expect at some point. This is all very, 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 very normal and natural. Do not be caught off guard if everything's going smooth with a woman and she just pulls back randomly. In every single situation I've ever been in with a woman, this happens. And the whole premise of this is that you got to know how to overcome this so that way it doesn't phase you and that way you can save it, because this ultimately is just a test too. And you got to expect it because at some point in time it will always come about. Okay? I've said this a million times. Masculine frame cannot be lost with a woman ever. And it shows very, very much. It shows how Jeff Bezos' wife divorced him. Angelina left Brad Pitt. Channing Tatum got left by his wife, who was not even a celebrity. You got to realize nothing can make up for masculine frame. If a woman senses this man is weak and emotional, she will always flee for strength. The pullback, you're going to see this happen. And women all do it. Now, they pull back, and 95% of men will chase. 95% of men will have this thing in their brain that will click over and ultimately go to scarcity like that. And boom, this is exactly what she wanted to see if she could get. Now she is in the position of higher value. Every single time, now she has the power. This is what she's trying to do when she wants to make you chase. This is what she's trying to do when she wants to see how invested she can make you. And this can be very scary for some men because when they see this, they don't know how to overcome it, so they fight tooth and nail to save it instantly. And this is why you must value your non-sexual attention. Okay, meaning every single minute, every hour, every date you go on with a woman that you're not having sex. Because remember, ultimately most men, even if they're in a relationship, even if they want a relationship, they still really want that female's intimacy. They want her sex oftentimes. By you putting a price on your non-sexual attention, here's what you're going to realize. The more time you're investing equals the more she knows you like her. You don't even have to say you like her. You don't have to say, hey, I really like you. If you're investing a lot of time with her, she automatically knows this. Now, you want to limit the time spent with the same girl over and over and over in the beginning. A lot of times what I do is I like to limit my dates when I'm seeing a woman to one time a week. Maybe 2 times a week once she starts earning it and she's really fighting tooth and nail to see you. But in the beginning, you got to put a price on what your time is worth. And the thing is that when you only allow it 1 time a week, you remain indifferent to where she doesn't necessarily know where you stand with her. She doesn't necessarily know where she stands with you. It kind of leaves her head in confusion. And the more investment you give, the more she will question your value. Okay, if you're a guy who has a lot of free time and you want a girlfriend and right off the gate, you're willing to spend 2 to 3 days a week with a girl you just met, she knows that you don't have a lot of value to you. And you got to stop rushing this. Trust and companionship is built over time. This is not built in a month. This is not some 3-4 week deal and all of a sudden, you see this all the time. People hop into a relationship and they call it a relationship within the first 4 to 6 weeks. They're posting all these pictures on the internet and all of a sudden they're not together 3 weeks later. Okay, you got to move slow. Women are like cats. If you chase a cat, the cat runs. Now, if you're the ball of yarn that's mysterious and kind of fun to be with, all of a sudden the cat will chase the ball of yarn and play with that ball of yarn until the cat is dead. Like the cat will chase that ball of yarn forever. You got to be the ball of yarn. Once you build companionship with a woman, the ultimate test, fellas, is coming from her soon. And that test is going to be the pullback. And she's going to pull back because A, she wants the power, B, she wants the upper hand, and C, she wants deeper commitment from you to see where you stand, to see how invested you are, whether that be through her sex, through her intimacy, how addicted you are to seeing her. And fellas, this is a lure to a trap. That's it. It's a lure to a trap. It's basically like her going, oh, gotcha, bitch. Gotcha, motherfucker. Do not take the bait. If you take bait, she already knows your value. She knows you're invested. Women will say they want to be loved. Oftentimes when the guy gives them that love, why do they pull back? Because that love comes with lots and lots and lots of emotional weakness. There's a big difference between loving a woman and you have abundance in your life and loving a woman when you have scarcity. So you guys have to start to understand this. The reason why women do all this fuckery and pull back and raise hell on you and heartbreak you, it's because you did a lot of the things wrong that men shouldn't be doing. And it's the media, it's Hollywood, like everyone's been brainwashed to really just be a people pleaser. Now, when you have sex or build companionship with a woman, you need to be the one pulling back first. Now, I don't mean pulling back as in ghosting her, because that can get into a little bit of manipulation, and that's pretty it's rude and ruthless. But the thing is you need to be the one in these situations distancing yourself first. And it's not manipulation, and here's why. You got to realize that she naturally wants to view you as the one in control. She's never going to say that. She's always going to tell her best friends. She's going to tell everybody, I wish he was so nice to me and all this stuff. But the problem is that nice guy oftentimes doesn't get her sexually aroused. The guy she desires deep down is the man who doesn't necessarily need her. And she will get turned on that you have the balls to actually pull back first. Most men, once they get a little taste of her intimacy, whether that be in the bedroom, whether that be through things getting hot and heavy and just like making out or anything like that, he turns into a buttercup. And she naturally wants you to be the dominant and clearly displaying it. This is her desire deep down, and this sets you apart from 99% of men just happy to get a text back. This is going to show that you actually have options. Okay, this shows that you have a lot of options. And even if you don't in the beginning here, you need to act as if. And guess what? If you are doing everything from week one and you're on your purpose, it might take a few months, it might take a year. These options are going to pop into your life. Why do they pop into your life? Because women can sense men who are on a path and are working. Women sense men who are strong. Now, what do you do if a woman actually does pull back from you first? You pull right back with her. That's it. Like that, end of module. You pull right back with her. Do not let this phase you. You must naturally have the abundant mindset. If she pulls back, you cannot chase ever, because now that puts her in the masculine position of leadership. You will be in the submissive feminine position, and this is not masculine if you start chasing. So you need to have the strength mentally and emotionally to pull back. And guess what? You're not going to have the strength if you're not doing everything from week one. Because week one, getting your body right, getting your mind right, getting your charisma right, getting your finances on point, that's going to give you options in the sexual market field. Women are going to want those types of men. If you're that type of guy, when a woman pulls back from you, you're like, fuck it. Like, my calendar's booked. I'm busy with work. I'm making good money. I'm on my path. I have a couple other women that are interested in me. That's where it's going to be really easy for you. And here's the thing. Women have no sympathy for weak men. They just don't. I've coached hundreds of men. Okay, the weaker he is, the harder she will pull back and fuck with him. The weaker he is, the more she oftentimes tests him. And the weaker he is, the more mind games she will play. And women oftentimes just get off on the fact that her pussy has power. That what's between her legs has the power to really mind screw with a man. You cannot let it control you. Because the strongest thing you can say to a woman is simply the word no. If she sees she can't control you, that's true strength. That's going to turn her on even more. Now, if you start to appear weak or pussy whipped, like I said, I'm a real guy. I talk like a real guy does. This is how guys talk. I don't want you to think just because I'm the coach, I'm not a bro here. If you start to appear weak or pussy whipped and start putting her before your friends or before your purpose as a man, you are in for pain. Because, dude, like, you're failing the tests bad. She will pull back the texts eventually. She will eventually try to pull back the sex. She will eventually try to pull back the intimacy. She will pull back from seeing you. Okay, I don't care if this is a first date, a first week interaction, a first month interaction, a first 3-month interaction. Like, no matter where you're at with this, you got to realize this pullback is going to come at some point. And do not be mad at them for this. Like I said, they're genetically hardwired into them. This is genetically hardwired into them. They need to test that man for strength. Marriage doesn't cover it up. You know, like, anything does not cover it up, because she's going to always be hardwired biologically to find the best fit for her. You have to remain that best fit. And most men will simply just put her on the pedestal and chase harder. And this is what we've all been taught to do. We've all been taught to show up with a bouquet of flowers, be her shoulder to cry on. All that stuff that's kind of left you in the dust before is the broken system that's got you to this point in this week and in this module from the get-go. Now, here's the thing. Love is backwards. And they're all hardwired like this. Every last one of them. The man who does not need them is the strongest mate for her, period. This makes her the most attracted. This is why women are attracted to celebrities. This is why women are attracted to CEOs, are attracted to men in positions of power, is because these men have options. These men have value, and these men don't necessarily need one particular woman to fulfill their emotional happiness. Now, the reasons why women pull back is very, very simple. It's just a few. I really found out that after coaching hundreds of men, there's really only 3 of them. The first is that the man's just too predictable. He always texts back right away. He's always available to see her. He's always needing to see her. He's a needy man. The second is that he's too compliant. He's a yes man. Yes, we can do this. Honey-do list every time. Yes, I'll do that for you. And the third is that she doesn't think other women want you. And this is not good because women only want what other women have. There's a reason why if you're in a relationship, it seems like all the girls want you. And if you're single, it seems harder than ever to actually make a connection with a woman. Because deep down, women only want men who are wanted by other women. Because this shows that you have This shows that you have pre-existing value. Okay, you need to become a social man. You need to work on your charisma. You need to talk to everybody because guess what? If you're working on your charisma, you're socializing, you're talking to everybody, like that makes it so that way when you have that woman that's in front of you that you're attracted to, you're not necessarily caught off guard saying, oh shit, what do I do? This is why I want you to talk to the female who's overweight. I want you to talk to the 17-year-old store clerk vendor. I want you to speak to the 55-year-old guy at the checkout line. I want you to speak to the 75-year-old man at the senior citizen center. I want you to speak to the really hot girl at the gym. I want you to speak to the really ugly girl that scans in the key cards at the gym. Okay, talk to everybody because humans are all the same. And if you can actually get to know people on a human level, well, all of a sudden you can see past her beauty. And that way you don't get all flustered and fucked up in the head. So you just have to learn to talk better. You have to learn to be comfortable with yourself. You have to be a person that other people want to be with because you're willing to actually put your foot out there and make those connections. There is no guru out there that can save you from this part. I'm telling you the tools. I'm telling you how easy it is to do this once you start putting in the work. And if you're a man that takes risks, what you realize is that your head still hits the pillow at night. You're probably never going to die. Okay, you take the risk and you come out alive. You come out fine. Might be uncomfortable, might be unbearable for a little bit, but you come out fine and you come out better than ever. A man that shows he's willing to take the risks is a sexy man to a woman. So just start talking. Start being you. Start not being afraid to say these things. You're going to have so much more success down the road and have way more self-fulfillment. This strictly is the pullback and how to overcome it.